Sometimes it seems like land access issues are always a battlefield. Well, today on AYL, the opposite is true. I'm Chad Booth, and Rhea and I are out with representatives from all of the land management agencies talking about how we can keep trails open instead of what trails were going to be closed. We even talked to the other guys of outdoor TV. Then, Terry Wood goes to the extreme at an event that takes cyclists on a rampage. Get ready for thrills and spills, all next on AYL.
We're walking. Yeah, as we are. And funny, we can all do it together. Hi, everybody. It's a team effort today. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Rhea Rossi.
And over here, this guy's not going to be on for another 30 minutes, but you will see him. We've got Adam Eagle from KSL.
How you doing, sir?
And we've got Tim Hughes from KSL Radio.
And we got Chris Draper from Utah Outdoors Radio.
Glad to be here. The whole crew's here.
The whole crew. And what we're doing is media, where sometimes we kind of like are competing about that. How did Adam get that story before I did, sort of thing? We're all kind of going, you know, there's some things that are so important, you need to come together for them. And we are only mirroring what's happening with a whole bunch of the agencies of the state. The Forest Service, right? We've got SITLA,
Tread Lightly,
BLM.
They're all here.
They're all here.
The party's here.
To make a unified message about staying on the trail. It's called Ride On, and we're going to tell you about that during the show today. What do you think of this whole idea, Adam?
I love it. I like the fact that I'm going to learn a new trail system, the fact that the viewers get a chance to see, you know, some responsible riding, and for the most part, we just want to get it out to our viewers that stay on the trail, you know, get rid of some of those bad apples that are out there and kind of spur them in the butt a little bit and tell them, you know, remind them that they need to stay on the trail. There's plenty of trails to ride on.
Well, the other important thing is that we have so many trail systems in the state of Utah, there's really no reason to ever have to go off trail.
Yeah.
So there's no reason to risk losing access to some of these areas when you can do it legally and responsibly.
What do you think, Chris?
You know, I think it's a great opportunity for the combined agencies to combine message of ride on. Ride on the trail, stay on the trails, and if we all come together as public, like the agencies have, it's a great thing for all of us, and we'll keep these trails open for future generations.
But we've all come to go for a ride, and we were sitting here talking through the whole half hour, so we're going to
go riding.
We're going to mount up. We want you to join us for a jeeping excursion across the border in Colorado. You're going to love this story. Okay, guys, let's break.
Let's go.
Doesn't that look like fun? Now, if you want to find out about that Jeep company, it's called High Country Jeep Tours, and they're located in Buena Vista, Colorado. Now, remember, when you call the locals, don't call it Buena Vista, it's Buena Vista. That's how the locals call it, and then they'll give you the extra local discount, right?
We're standing here with John Stansfield, who is the district ranger for Pleasant Grove. What exactly do you do in this beautiful Wasatch Forest out here?
Well, I just started on the Pleasant Grove Ranger District about 3 weeks ago.
New guy on the block.
Yep, new guy on the block. And part of my duties as a district ranger is I pretty much provide the overall leadership and management of the entire piece of ground here, which is about 150,000 acres. And that goes anywhere from vegetation management to recreation management to special uses.
Why is the Ride On program and this unified message and getting everybody's attention so important to the Forest Service?
Well, you know, Ride On's important to us because, for instance, in the state of Utah, we've got about 8.5 million acres that the Forest Service manages. About 5,000 acres of which is OHV, you know, identified for OHV use. For us, we feel like we see a lot of visitors, and we're integral to this relationship for Ride On Utah. So what really sums it up well, and is what part of the Ride On program, is that idea of continued access for all of us is going to depend on current respect of the access that we do have on the public lands. And you know, with that approach, we just ask that folks stay on the designated routes and be part of the solution and not the problem.
I'll tell you, if you have a well-marked trail that has the right signs on it and you got a map, you should be able to navigate anywhere in the state.
There'd be no excuses not to stay on the trail.
Right you are, Rhea, and back on the trail, we should, I kind of sounded like Yoda there. Back on the trail, we should be. Anyway, we're going to get back on the trail. We'll rejoin you here on At Your Leisure right after this commercial break. Welcome back to At Your Leisure. We are in the Mill Canyon riding area of the Wasatch Mountain State Park in northern Utah, just east of Salt Lake City, riding today with the people from Ride On, which is a rather unique organization of a lot of land management groups.
We're standing here with Chris Fawcett, who works for CITLA, who's the resource specialist for CITLA. And what does CITLA stand for, Chris?
Well, it stands for the School and Institutional Trust Lands Administration. Quite a mouthful.
And what does CITLA do?
We manage about 3.5 million acres of land that was granted to the state at statehood and set aside for making money for public schools and some other public institutions. You know, I think a lot of people don't really know what CITLA is, who we are, but I can guarantee if you've done any recreation in the state, you've probably recreated on some CITLA land. We're scattered throughout the state. Like I said, we've got 3.5 million acres. And, you know, we support responsible public recreation on our land. Just different activities to try to make revenue for the schools. We try to be good stewards of the lands that we manage also. We try to have good stewardship ethic, try to take care of the lands. We don't want to see problems with resource degradation or things like that.
Thanks so much, Chris, today. It's been great to meet you. Well, we'd like to thank Rocky Mountain ATV-MC for that great trailhead adventure. Those guys are awesome. If you don't know who they are, you better check them out because they got everything you need.
That's true for a day like today, because, you know, we've been on a little bit of rough road. There may have been a flat tire here, there may have been this, maybe the other, but we have had a really great time. I didn't know Wasatch State Park was this big, and I should introduce Chris Haller, who is the OHV coordinator for the state of Utah Division of Parks and Recreation. Chris, thanks for inviting us today. This is great.
It's magnificent up here.
It's beautiful. We couldn't ask for a better day.
I know. It's just Indian summer just lingers on. So let me ask a question. What is the idea behind Ride On?
The idea behind Ride On Utah is a consistent statewide messaging that's geared towards each land managing agency, which is the Forest Service, BLM, CITLA, State Parks, Wildlife Resources. We've partnered with Tread Lightly in order to provide the same message that you would receive maybe at Little Sahara. And it's a way in order to advise people how to stay on designated routes and educate them before they ever leave maybe their driveway or they get to the trailhead.
Right, and so we're talking like motorcycles, 4x4s, you know, Jeeps, ATVs, anything that's motorized, and you're all just bringing this campaign together for everyone who enjoys the outdoors this way.
Collectively, yes, you are correct.
Fantastic. And you know, I didn't know there's over 200,000 ATV registrants here in Utah.
I know.
That's phenomenal.
It's almost tripled since I first got those messages.
But more important, that's why we need this.
It's neat because, like you said, over the years, you know, you take a 10-year snapshot window and you can see how the registrations have increased. Now, our office indicates that probably about 15% are not registered. So you do the math on top of that, you say, well, in Utah, we probably have X number here. We're anticipating or forecasting about 232,000 registered OHVs across the state this year.
Well, listen, we got more to do. We got some more stuff to show you, just not these beautiful backdrops of Mount Timpanogos behind us. So you take a commercial break, and we're going to ride on to our next spot. We'll be back in a minute. Looks like a dandy show next week, but you know what, Rhea?
What?
I always say that.
Because it always is.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Well, this is all the time we have for our Ride On show, but we have enough time to give you one more message.
That's right. Ride on, stay on those designated routes.
Not only ride on the trails, but ride on responsibly. And ride on with a garbage bag is my tip. Pick up litter along the way.
Ride on.
Ride on, sister. Ride on to you. We'll see you next week on At Your Leisure. Between now and then, make sure that you get out with your family and friends. Enjoy the great outdoors.
At your leisure.
Okay, if we ride on, we need to ride on.
Let's roll.
Our land management groups.
You're looking at me because?
I just thought you might introduce Chris.